we've kind of established that you need data in order to have a marketing strategy. Can you explain the framework where we take video and implement an A/B testing model from the beginning? Like before we even are talking about concepts, we're already thinking about the testing part at the end. Like, what does that look like? What kind of conversations are we having with a client when we're trying to set something like that up?
It has to come at the very beginning, right? Like everything that we plan for has to be around testing variables within a video, within a paid media strategy. So, I mean, I think A/B testing almost doesn't do it justice, right? Because it's multivariate testing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So when we go in, we have two conversations. One, we have a conversation about like, hey, what's the brand? What's the narrative? How do we create that, right? And that really starts with the benefits of the product, right? Or as Elena likes to call them, RTBs, reasons to believe.
I believe.
But listen, I like RTBs better than benefits because, I like an acronym. So starting at those different reasons to believe with a product, you can start to say, okay, like here are our testing. If we take a product like this water bottle, like what are the things that are really great about this water bottle, right? It's big. It is insulated. It's metal, right? It keeps my water cold. It's a great color. Like, let's not forget about the color. And I got a wolf on the front of it. If I was creating product video for that water bottle, I would say, okay, so here are the things that I really like about it. It's insulated. Okay, cool. So that keeps things hot, that keeps things cold, and that keeps things lukewarm. And so I would say, okay, great. Let's test. Let's create a bunch of video about things that are hot that go into that. Soup,
or cold,
hot chocolate, coffee, whatever. Bunch of things that are cold, like showing that the ice doesn't melt, right? Like those would be the things that you could test. And then I would say, okay, like, look, I love this color. Maroon is my favorite color, as my kid will happily tell everybody. You know my daddy's favorite color is maroon, and he's 43 and weighs 210 pounds.
You're like, nobody asked anything.
Yeah, no, but he'll tell you. But then I would test all the different colors, right? And I would test them in different ways. I would put them on colored backgrounds. I would put them on white backgrounds. I would put them on black backgrounds. I would have them in lifestyle shoots, right? And then, oh, cool, they're custom. I can get all of these different things. Well, I like wolves because I have a wolf dog, but not everybody likes wolves. So I would start to show all of the different custom designs and test those different custom designs. Now, all of a sudden, I can start to combine these things and you can just continue to test, but you have to identify what the different elements are. You're done on Facebook and Google and Instagram if you do not have money to test, because no longer are the days like we had when we were at that other company where we could play with a couple of different variables and, do very specific targeting.
Yeah, targeting is different now. And it's not the worst thing, but I guess you are at the mercy of the algorithms and making sure that you're playing nice with their expected, I guess, inputs.
There are other platforms where you can go viral more easily. Look at TikTok, right? You can definitely go viral easier on TikTok, especially if you are on the TikTok shop, because they're trying to build out their e-commerce platform. You don't have budget to hire an agency? Great. Put your stuff on TikTok, put your stuff on Facebook, put your stuff on Instagram, put your stuff on Google, and go. And that's where you can just kind of say like, all right, well, I'm going to build a testing plan, but I don't have the money to do it. So I'm just going to crank out as much content as I can.
What about the people who do have the money for a testing plan? You want to have at least an understanding of your product, right? You have, as you said, the water bottle, durability, right, works with different temperatures, colors, customizability, etc. Yep. The size matters. Sorry. That there's a lot of different things that you need to know about your product and about what your customers want from your product. And then when you have those, you can test them out. We had a client and they were trying to figure out demographics and also, I guess you would call it like a lifestyle direction, whether they wanted to be active or something that was more about the home, things of that nature. And so what did we do? We went and we shot, I think, 5 different versions of their product in use. And it was one that was outdoors. You had like a single person with a dog. You had the animal element. You had somebody in the woods. You had someone active, riding their bike, doing all that kind of stuff. And putting that out there and seeing what resonated with people in the realm of that product's, I guess, environment. And we were able to find one that hands down won. And once we did, then we were able to figure out a product that won. And then once we had those 2 things, then we're able to set up an action plan and really direct a landing page that was geared towards all the things that people resonated with. And it was the most successful, I guess, system that we could put together for that specific product. And that all came down to the testing. And as you said, the multivariate, setup that we had from the very beginning.
They weren't perfect, right? Because they didn't have the appetite to go through a testing plan. They lost their nerve. Even after like success started to happen, they were like, well, it didn't happen fast enough.
There was even more, I think, involved there. And, not to like get too deep into it, but before we even started out, there were some very specific ideas that they had about markets that they wanted to go after. And it was to their detriment, because how do you know? Like, did you just wake up on a Tuesday and you're like, these are the perfect people? The point is to figure out who the perfect people are. And then once you find them, you show them exactly what it is that they're looking for.